By the end of this video, you'll be able to create and use custom / commands in Claude Code, streamlining your workflow and making your development process more efficient. Let's get started. First, make sure you have a Claude Code project open. If not, go ahead and open one. For this example, we'll name our project custom /cmd demo. In your terminal or code editor, navigate to your project directory. We're going to create a new file for our custom / command. Run this command in your terminal. Touch command /custom /.cmd. Replace custom with a name that makes sense for your use case, like DevOps. Now, open the custom /.cmd file and add some basic logic to handle a simple command. For this example, let's create a command called /log status. Add the following code. Python, def run, ctx, print, fetching current log status. Hashtag here you would make an API call or check a system for the log status. Hashtag for now, we'll just simulate it with a print statement. Return log status fetched successfully. Now, update your config.yaml file in the root of your project. Add the following line under the command section. YAML, custom /.cmd, aliases, /log status. This tells Claude Code that you have a custom command called /log status. Save all changes and run your Claude Code environment. You should now be able to type /log status into the Claude Code terminal, and it will execute the logic in custom /.cmd. Now that you've created a custom command, you can extend its functionality. For example, add more complex logic or even connect it to other Claude skills like weather or news. Experiment with adding different commands and using them in your development process. All right, let's dive into setting up your environment so we can start building those custom / commands. By the end of this scene, you'll have everything set up to begin coding with Claude Code. First things first, open your terminal and navigate to where you want to create your new project. Let's call it my_Claude_code_project. Type dear my_Claude_code_project. cd my_Claude_code_project. Next, we need to initialize a Python virtual environment for our project. Run the following command. Python 3m venv source venv /bin /activate hashtag on Windows use venv /scripts /activate. Now that your virtual environment is active, you'll want to install the necessary dependencies. We need two packages, the Claude API and claude.md. Install them by running pip install Claude Code claudecode. Great job! You now have the right tools at hand. To ensure everything works smoothly, let's test our setup with a quick command using Claude Code. Open another terminal window or tab and run Claude Code version. You should see the version number of Claude Code printed out. That confirms we're all set. By the end of this, you'll be able to define your own custom / commands in Claude Code. To do this, you'll create a JSON file named commands.json. This file is where you'll specify the details of your custom commands. You'll need to define the command name, a brief description, and most importantly, the skill that this command triggers. In commands.json, each command is represented as a JSON object. The object has a few key properties: name, description, and skill. The name property is the actual command string that users will type, preceded by a /. The description provides a brief explanation of what the command does. The skill property is where you link this command to a specific skill defined in your claude.md file. For example, if you want to create a command named /hello that triggers a skill named hello_skill, your commands.json might look like this. JSON name hello, description prints out a greeting message, skill hello_skill. This setup tells Claude Code that when a user types /hello, it should execute the hello_skill skill. You can add more commands to this file by adding more JSON objects to the array. Now that you know how to define custom / commands, try creating your own commands.json file and define a command that triggers one of your skills. Vocabulary: JSON claude.md /skills. Hey there! So far, you've defined some cool custom / commands in your claude_code.yml. But for them to do anything useful, we need to connect those commands to actual Claude skills. Today, I'll show you exactly how to set that up using the MCP server and subagents. By the end of this scene, you'll have a custom command working with a relevant Claude skill. Let's dive in. First, head over to your project directory where Claude_Code.yml lives. Open it up in your favorite editor. If you haven't yet defined any custom commands, here's an example. Yaml, custom_commands. Name, ping. Command, ping. Help, ping the system. Now, we need to tell Claude which skill to use for handling ping commands. Go ahead and open your mcp_server_config.yaml. This file is where you configure the MCP server settings. Scroll down until you see the subagent section. You'll likely have something like this. YAML, subagents, name, system, skills, name, ping_skill, home, ping. If you don't have a skill called ping_skill, let's create one. Navigate to your skills/directory and add a new file. Say ping_skill.py. Here's how the basic structure should look. Python, import pydantic, class ping_skill_config, pydantic.baseModel. Pass, def handle_ping, config, ping_skill_config command, str-str. Return fpong. You said command. Now back to mc_server_config.yaml. Update the subagent section like so. YAML, subagents, name, system, skills, name, ping_skill, home, ping. Make sure you have this configuration. Now, when you run your MCP server using Python 3mcp_server.py, it will recognize the ping command and route it to the handle_ping function in ping_skill.py. To test it out, go ahead and type /ping_hello in your Claude Code interface. Okay, so by now you've got your custom commands all set up and connected to Claude skills. But before we wrap things up, let's make sure everything works like a charm in the real world. First off, open up your terminal or command prompt and navigate to your project directory where claudefile.yml lives. You know, that file where you defined all those custom commands. Run this command, bash, Claude local start. This starts up your local Claude environment. If everything's set up correctly, you should see some output in the console indicating that your server is running. Now, let's test one of your custom commands. Go to any prompt where you've connected a command. Maybe it's something like /weather. Type out the command followed by the necessary parameters. For example, /weather New York. Claude should respond with current weather information for New York. If not, take note. Did you specify the correct parameters in claudefile.yml? Did you connect it to a valid Claude skill? If everything works as expected, great. Let's move on and test another command if you have more to find. But real-world use always throws curveballs. So now's your chance to refine. Look at how Claude responded. Was the output exactly what you wanted? If not, go back into claudefile.yml. Maybe you need to tweak the prompt slightly or adjust the skill parameters. For example, if /weather was giving inaccurate results, you might want to update your command like so. YAML, ID, weather, command, weather location, input_prompt. What's the weather in location? Output_transformer. The current weather in location is temperature. It feels _. Adjusting prompts and transformers can make a big difference. Run Claude local start again, test your command, and see if it's better. Rinse and repeat until you're happy with the results. By this point, not only will you have custom commands working smoothly, but they'll be tailored exactly to what you need. By now, you've got a set of custom /commands ready for use in your projects, right? You've tested them out and refined their functionality. Great work. Now, let's get these babies into action where they belong, your current project. First things first, open up your terminal or command prompt. Navigate to the root directory of your project using cd. Once you're there, run /claudini. This command will set up a new MCP server for your project if one isn't already available. If it detects an existing MCP configuration, it'll just initialize it. Easy peasy. Next, we want to deploy our custom skills and commands to the MCP server. Run this command, Claude skills deploy. This will push your custom /commands and any related skills into the project's MCP server, making them available for use within Claude Code. After running these commands, you should see a message confirming that everything was deployed successfully. If there are any issues, check for errors or typos in your command definitions. Now that your custom commands are live, go ahead and start using them in your project. You can summon them with the / key followed by their names, just like magic. For example, /calculate_10.5 or /find_user_email user@example.com. Feel free to experiment and enhance these commands further based on your needs.